Good day to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our channel, Halftime 360. My name is Emmanuel, and that is.
Melbourne.
And today, we're once again going to be diving into some exciting news about what took place in the FIFA Club World Cup round of 16 series of matches. Yeah, let's go right into it. So we're going to start off with the match that took place between Chelsea and Benfica. It looks like Chelsea really dominated this game by making a smashing 4-1 win over Benfica. Well, at first, the match after Chelsea scored, what seems was going to be like the goal to win them the game, the match got suspended due to terrible weather conditions. There was a delay, but then eventually, when the weather settled down, they then went back into the field, and unfortunately for Chelsea, they conceded a penalty in the 95th minute, and Angel Di Maria was able to equalize from that penalty after Reece James gave the Premier League side the lead midway through the second half. So, Melvin, what is your take on the game between Chelsea and Benfica?
All right. So before the match, I was expecting Benfica to be really difficult to break down, because of how defensive they like to be against similar or better opponents. So I was expecting them to be really solid. So I was a little bit surprised when the match started and Chelsea were able to consistently create really nice chances, even though they were not able to put them away. They were able to create a lot on the left hand side of the pitch, freeing up either Kukurea or Kopama, who were doing a very good job of swapping positions between one of them being inside the left hand side, stretching the pitch, and the other inside the pocket between the right back and then the right centre back. So it was brilliant combination from those two players, and the whole of the match really they played really well. And I thought Benfica would be, I'll say again, I thought they would be really hard to break down. And well, I guess they were hard to break down because if not for the delay, I'm sure the match would have ended 1-0.
Right.
But the delay sort of changed the momentum of the match, and then they won a penalty, which I don't believe was a penalty at all. I think the referee got that one wrong. But the Blues responded very well in extra time, and they were able to win by 4-1. So to me, it was a brilliant performance by Chelsea. We keep speaking about their immaturity and lack of experience.
Yeah.
But the more they play matches, the more experience they gain. So I think they're doing very well for a team that's young. I'm not sure many people will expect them to win this particular trophy, but with each win, they get closer and closer to the final. So it's good for the club as well because each win at this stage of the competition comes with tens of millions of pounds, I believe. So it was a good performance by Chelsea. I didn't expect it to be that resounding, but it's understandable because of how the momentum shifted in extra time and all of that. So it was a good performance. Benfica tried their best. At the end of the day, the team with more quality won. So good game.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Chelsea, known as the Blues, they largely dominated the match, but at first they struggled to break down Benfica within the defense before Reece James scored from a clear free kick. Yeah. A very brilliant goal from Reece James. And then when they went into extra time, despite conceding from that penalty, they were able to dominate their opponents with goals from Christopher Nkunku, Pedro Neto, and Dewsbury Hall. So they made that breakthrough just after that hour. So when James looked to swing a kick in a cross when he stood over a free kick on the left flank, but instead went for goal, and his powerful strike beat the Benfica stopper at his near post. Benfica, they were steadily. I mean, they steadily begun to like commit more men forward as they hunted for an equalizer. They created a first clear chance on the 78th minute when Pestriani skewed a shot wide when it was well placed. After that extensive weather delay, Benfica were then able to push for an equalizer, which they struck 5 minutes into stoppage time, and then. As they went on further in the match, after coming back from that weather delay, there was more drama. And apparently, the goal scorer Pestriani was given a red card for like a second bookable offense, and they were down to 10 players. Chelsea would then have the final say though, with Nkunku lashing in from close range after Moises Caicedo's effort squirmed after under Trubin. Then Nato then broke clear, and his cool dink finished the result beyond a reasonable doubt before Dewsbury Hall, his name is a bit difficult to pronounce, so Dewsbury Hall was able to add the final goal to seal the victory for Chelsea. So yeah, so as a result of that, Chelsea are now going to face Palmeiras in the quarterfinals. Yeah, and it would be a game to really look forward to.
Yes, the
Yeah,
South Americans are definitely need no pushover in this tournament. It will be a very nice match to see as well. At
yeah,
this stage of the competition, no one is really that much of an underdog. Everybody can bring it. So I
yeah.
expect that to be a really nice game. Anyway, moving on, maybe we could talk about my favorite game this past week, Man City and Al Hilal.
I know, I
I
know.
really enjoyed that match.
Quite a an upset for Man City.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, definitely. It was a brilliant match for me. I mean, once again, it showed that there's not one particular formula to score goals and win matches. I mean,
yeah,
I am a firm believer of the fact that you create a team according to the kind of players you have at your disposal. There are some teams who have the fans, so they can tailor the team to the sort of ideas that their manager has in mind. That
right,
it generally is true both ways. I see Inzaghi as Simone Inzaghi as more of a pragmatic defensive type manager, and if he wants to buy players, he will buy players who will fit that particular what do you call it mold.
right,
So when he went to Al Hilal at the start of this Club World Cup, I didn't expect to see anything different in terms of style of play from what he played at Inter Milan. So to me, I thought it would be a very interesting game to see if they would be able to what you call it defend. Well, I remember I was talking to my brother about this match, and and he told me how does Al Hilal win this match, and I told him they'll need a bit of luck, but it's not impossible at all. Because I told him, let's take this scenario: should Man City get a red card and then Al Hilal score an early goal, they can do it. I didn't expect them to trade pound for pound, goal for goal in that game. It was really brilliant. It was nice to see City being meticulous, taking their time, passing the ball around, finding the space, and then eventually scoring the goal. And then very interesting to see Al Hilal needing only maybe 4, 5, 6 passes, and then they score as well. So
yeah,
it was a really good game. It showed both sides of the game. Someone being more possession oriented, and then someone who is trying to hit their opponents on the counter attack. So I really enjoyed that match. I think maybe the only letdown in that match would be maybe the referee's decision to blow the final whistle while Man City was on a counter attack with Jeremy Doku on the ball. I thought that was a bit, suspicious because I mean, even if they do not score, as a referee or as anybody, you cannot tell. You must let the play go on.
right, yeah, absolutely,
If the sequence of plays broken and the opposition wins back the ball, you can say, all right, let's put the whistles time. So I thought that was a little bit suspicious, but I think it was a great game. I feel City might have been unlucky. They missed a couple of chances,
yeah,
but then again, Al Hilal is not. They're not a team that does not have the quality to be able to beat City.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
So
yeah. Well, the first half alone was entertaining. The first 12 minutes were of the second were just insane. There were quick fire goals from Marcus Leonardo and Malcolm, who catapulted Al Hilal into the lead before Erlen Haaland equalized from a corner. Then the referee immediately pointed to the spot after Malcolm beat Ruben Diaz and was tripped, only for the decision like to be reversed due to an offside. But then City would continue to push on. And then again, let's not forget the goal that gave them the early advantage from Bernardo Silva. Uh, and well, upon scoring that goal and then Al Hilal equalizing, then we would see a series of quick fire goals. City would go on to push Al Hilal to score another goal for the remainder of the period, but then Buanu produced several big saves, and when Haaland thought he had snatched like a late winner, one of Al Hilal's men called Ali Lajami heroically would equalize. He would heroically hook it off the line. Al Hilal then went ahead again at the start of extra time, thanks to Khalidou Koulibaly, who was who headed home a
yeah,
Ruben
brilliant.
Neves corner. Yeah, but then substitute Phil Foden restored parity with a cushioned finish. Well, penalties were looming. It seemed like it's yeah, but then when Ederson repelled a header, well, Marcos Alonso was on hand to bundle the ball over the line and seal Al Hilal's Al Hilal, one of Al Hilal's men would then go on to seal a dramatic, shocking goal by knocking the ball over the line. Yeah, it was quite a game. It was really entertaining and quite an upset for Man City at the hands of Al Hilal. Okay, so with that said, we can then move on to the other matches. So we can focus then on well, it looks like Palmeiras versus Botafogo. So yeah, so that match it looks like Palmeiras prevailed with cool heads against Botafogo. The Brazilian side once again embraced the wisdom of their coach. Abel Ferreira to defeat Botafogo and then reached the FIFA Club World Cup quarterfinals. A player called Paulino scored the match winner against Botafogo. Palmeiras have come to embody their coach's mantra of cool heads and then warm hearts, injecting their performance with passion and then as well as precision when it matters most. So it looks like well they scored that goal in extra time over Botafogo in a city called Philadelphia to book their spots in the quarterfinals of this year's FIFA Club World Cup. But overall, so what's also your opinion on that game?
Well, okay, a classic Brazilian match. I expected it to be tough. I was not surprised. Single goals what separated both sides. Um, it was interesting to see many chances fell the way of Palmeiras in that match. They played well, but it was a tough match and it was hard for either team to really stamp authority on the game and or dominate their opponent. So it was a good match to watch. And sometimes there's a saying that it would take something extraordinary or a mistake to separate two very evenly matched sides.
Mhm.
So I expected something like that, and Paulinho's goal was extraordinary. It was nice. It was a good goal.
Yeah.
From receiving the ball on the edge of the 18, moving forward, a brilliant fake shot to delete the defender from the equation, and then placing the ball into the corner of the net. It was a really nice goal. I mean, if he hadn't been that creative to find that solution, the match probably would have gone to penalties. It was that close a match. So that little spark of brilliance is what separated both teams. It maybe might not have been the match to introduce a neutral to, because most people who are not so familiar with football or soccer, they are usually more in tune with high scoring sports, and so 1-0 match is not something that would really interest them. But for us, it was a good game. It was nice to see the two tactical styles come against each other, and Palmeiras deserved to win. It will be
Yeah.
very interesting to see how they perform against Chelsea in the quarterfinals. It's a
Right.
good
Yeah.
game.
Absolutely, yeah. Given the rivalry between apparently these two teams, it was always going to be like an intense game. Well, that point apparently was made in the dressing rooms of both teams and the commentators that handled the game. Apparently, in knockout matches like this, players can, well, they tend to feel the pressure and sometimes let the occasion get to them. So yeah, well, despite how tough the game was, one side eventually came out on top, and it happened to be Palmeiras. Yeah, but overall, yeah, it was indeed a very interesting game, but a well-deserved victory for Palmeiras, and congratulations to them as they're going to be facing Chelsea in the quarterfinals of this tournament. Okay, so with that said, we'll then turn our attention to the match that took place between Borussia Dortmund and CF Monterrey. So apparently, Borussia Dortmund defeated CF Monterrey 2 goals to 1 to reach well the quarterfinals of the FIFA Club World Cup at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So as a result of this, the German Giants will be facing Real Madrid in the quarterfinals on the 5th of July at a stadium called MetLife in New York, New Jersey. The match began with heavy challenges by both teams as they signaled their intent for like a physical encounter. Dortmund used their attacking firepower to take control. The German side would then carry themselves to holding on to a 2-0 lead into the break, thanks to the duo of Karim Adeyemi and Serhu Garassi. Adeyemi played provider with, I mean, both times. Well, for the first goal being the result of some clever combination play at the top of Monterrey penalty area, and in the 14th minute, Gurazzi passed to Adeyemi, whose return ball into space allowed the striker to easily slot his strike inside the left post for a 1-0 lead, and then 10 minutes later. Adeyemi set up Gurazzi again on a quick counter attack sparked by Julian Ryerson. Adeyemi then broke free, and then he ended his run by sliding a square ball to Gurazzi, whose first time finish made it 2-0 for Dortmund. But then Monterrey would go on to push for a goal 3 minutes after the break. So when they went into the second half, so apparently somebody called Corona crossed the ball to the far post, which was then headed backward by Daniel Zvinson, and then forwarded by a player called Eric Aguirre, and then the ball flew straight right to well, somebody called Bert Bertarami, who directed his header past goalkeeper Gregor Kobel to bring Monterrey back into well, two goals to one. Monterrey then kept pressing for the equalizer, but to no avail. Overall, what's also your opinion or take on this game?
I think most people should have watched that game. It was closer than it seems.
Yeah,
Well, 2-1 sounds close, but it was much closer than it seems. Monterrey played really well. I didn't expect the Mexican team to rise up to the challenge against a team like
yeah,
Dortmund. They played really good, but I think the difference between the two sides is that Dortmund was much more clinical, which
right.
owed much to Monterrey's profligacy. They were not able to be prolific enough. So that was the difference between the two teams. If Monterrey were able to bury a couple of the chances that they were able to create in that match, we would have been talking about a different outcome altogether. We must also remember they had a late corner in the game, which Sergio Ramos was able to connect with. It was really, really close to being an equalizer. It was a very, very, very good header. He was unlucky. It didn't go in the back of the net. I think he scraped the crossbar also. So it was a really, really good game. A really tough game. But it will be interesting to see what Dortmund can do in the quarterfinal. I think they play Real Madrid.
Yeah, yeah. Dortmund are going to be
So
facing Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. Yeah, yeah. As a result
very
of they winning this game. Okay. So with that said, we'll then move on to Bayern's game with Flamingo. So it looks like with Bayern Munich, Hurricane scored twice as they were able to overcome Flamingo in an intense 4-2 victory at the Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday to set up a match I mean a match all anticipated clash between their fellow European sides, PSG, at this year's Club World Cup. So apparently, a player called Eric Puga opened the scoring for Bayern, and then Leon Goretzka, who apparently was also on target for the German side, while Flamingo were defensively naive, twice reduced the areas through Gerson and then Jorginho. But then it looks like Flamingo, they played with a great deal of aggression, but then Bayern converted all their shots on target and reaped the rewards of such a fast start, scoring twice in the opening 10 minutes. It was quite a tough game for both sides, but yeah. So Flamingo apparently would get into something of like a groove, and then went close in the 15 minutes for only for Manuel Neuer to save Luis Araujo's efforts from point blank range. Shortly after the break, the Brazilian side then pulled one back as a player called Gerson fired a missile that went in on the other side of the bar, then triggering a deafening roar from the crowd. Bayern were able to then restore their two-goal lead before the interval when Goretzka again, capitalizing on the space left by the Flamingo defense, whipped an unexpected shot from the outside of the box past their goalkeeper Augustine Rossi. So overall, yeah, an astonishing performance by Bayern Munich. But then again, Flamingo really tried their best. So, what's also your take on this game?
it is very similar to the what you call it, very similar to the Dortmund Monterrey game.
Right.
The team that were able to finish their chances won the game. Bayern Munich played really well. To have a striker like Harry Kane is a blessing for every single club. He's
Right.
so clinical. He's amazing. His finishing is fantastic. He scored that goal from outside the box with what was supposed to be his weak foot. Now I don't even think he has a weak foot, because how can you just score that with your left foot
Yeah.
and then go and then score the other one with your right foot? All he needed was a header, and then he would have had a perfect hat trick. He was amazing. It was a good performance from Bayern Munich. It was really lovely to see. Flamengo were definitely no pushovers, but the team with much more quality won once again. Harry Kane, Olise, all those top players were the difference in that particular match. So I think it will be really nice to see what Bayern are up to, what they can do in the quarterfinal as well. We've really gotten to the business side of the competition now, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes now. All the matchups that are going to happen in the quarterfinal are really must-watch games. They all have the potential to be very entertaining.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but overall, yeah, a well-deserved win for Bayern Munich, and most people would be looking forward to their clash uh, with PSG in the quarterfinals. So, moving away from that, we then focus on Inter Milan and Fluminense. So apparently, Brazilian side Fluminense, they were able to stun Inter Milan with a 2-0 victory to advance to the next stage of the Club World Cup, which would be the quarterfinals. So they'll now face, well, it looks like Al Hilal on the 4th of July, which is a public holiday here in America, yeah, in Orlando. Well, the Brazilians apparently were impressive right from the start, and their early pressure really paid off when they turned Inter. Well, they turned a giveaway that Inter made into a third-minute lead. Well, so the goal apparently came from a counter attack. Which then went wide to a player called John Arias, whose cross was then deflected by Alessandro Bastoni. The ball then sailed over two Inter defenders in the penalty area and then landed right in front of Kano, who then headed the ball between goalkeeper Jan Sommer's legs and then went straight into the net. Fluminense would then get another opportunity to make it 2-0 in the 30th minute. Well, with a player called John Arias is curling strike it then forced Somar into a diving save, and then the rebound fell off to a player called Samuel Xavier, who then missed the open net by pulling his shot wide off the post. Inter continued to turn up the pressure, but then in the 82nd minute, it looks like they were gonna get very close. So Esposito's a player called Esposito's close range volley forced Fluminense's goalkeeper into making his most difficult save. Martinez then had the space in the box, but he crashed his well taken shot off the inside of the post. Overall, yeah, Fluminense really did give Inter quite a match, just like their fellow Brazilian side, or Palmeiras did against their opponent. So, do you believe this is a well-deserved victory for them?
Yeah, I think so. I think they deserved the victory. They played really good football. Do you remember what the exact scoreline was?
Yeah, it was 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 in favor of Fluminense. Yeah.
So this was Fluminense playing another Brazilian team.
Oh no, no, they were playing Inter.
Oh, the single greatest upset in the recent fixtures.
Yeah.
Inter, I think in that particular game they lacked potency in attack. must have been a shame to them and their fans to concede so early against a team that was supposed to be superior
Right.
over. So, and the fact that they were not able to get back into the game again, and then they conceded the second goal, and then it was completely over from there on. So, it was very disappointing to watch them.
Right.
They didn't look like a threat. All Fluminense had to do was to just park the bus, and
Mm-hmm.
that seemed to be able to nullify Inter's attacking threat. So it was very disappointing from an Inter standpoint, but kudos to Fluminense because their tactics worked. They're in the quarterfinal now, so if they can do it again, they'll be in the semi-final. So I mean, it'll be it'll be fun to see if they're able to successfully implement their style once again. I
Yeah.
highly doubt it at this particular point. They are going to need teams who will be probably much more potent in attack. So I think the quarterfinal is the end of the road for them. But you never know in football.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was also
Absolutely.
a nice game to see, especially for a neutral at least. It's always fun to see the underdogs win. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, but getting away from that game, we then turn our attention to the game that took place between Paris Saint-Germain and Lionel Messi's Inter Miami club football. So it looks like a first half goal powered by PSG passed Inter Miami into the FIFA Club World Cup quarterfinals. Luis Enrique's charges will return to a stadium called Mercedes Benz in Atlanta on Saturday to play FC Bayern Munich. With PSG, yeah. It looks like they really dominated this game with goals coming from Joao Neves, Thomas Aviles, apparently that Thomas Avila's goal was an own goal in the 44th minute. João Neves apparently scored on both the 6th and the 39th minute, and then the final goal came from a player called Ashraf Hakimi, which overall tallied up 4 goals for PSG, who would use this to push themselves into the next stage of the FIFA Club World Cup. So, what's your take on this game? A rather disappointing uh, matchup from Inter Miami, uh, if I were to say so. Don't you think?
yes, yes, yes. PSG absolutely played them out of the park the first 45 minutes. I mean, the match was basically over after the first half. In the second half, PSG didn't have to do anything, and they didn't do anything. They didn't even look
Right.
like they wanted to score any more goals. It was already over. Watching that match, I feel like um, Inter Miami squad lacked quality. I keep repeating the word quality, but that's the only way I can explain it. I saw Messi doing exactly what Messi does, making plays, giving nice passes, slicing open the defense, and his teammates could not do anything else. I saw them misplacing passes time after time. I think if he had a slightly better teammates, they could have cooked something because I saw him try to get Suarez the ball. I saw Suarez try to make something out of nothing. They tried. Apart from then and maybe Busquets, and Jordi Alba overlapping and trying stuff. The rest of the team was pretty much not good enough for that matchup. They're not good enough for PSG, and PSG made it clear that they are not here to joke. 4 goals in the first half is over. On to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely. Inter Miami with Tadio Alendi and then Lionel Messi were threatening during the break. They performed better apparently following the restarts, but they failed to get any goals past Gianluigi Donnarumma, who would be PSG's goalkeeper. But overall it was an excellent afternoon for PSG, who were clearly the better side. With go-to player Usman Dembele getting 30 minutes of action on his return, apparently from a hamstring injury. Okay, so with that said, we'll then turn our attention to the final game of the round of 16 series of matches. So yeah, it looks like it was quite a game between Real Madrid and Juventus FC, but overall, Real Madrid would wind up being the victors at the end of the day, thereby uh, well um, making their way into the quarterfinals to try to prove how dominant they are as a team overall in the world. So they eased through to the quarterfinals after a third goal of the tournament for Gonzalo Garcia, who then sent Juventus out of Miami's Hard Rock Stadium. Real Madrid made a fast start and were camped in the Juve half, but they were very nearly caught by a rapid counter attack from the Serie A side, who and which then ended with Randall Kolo Muani who clipped an effort onto the roof of Thibaut Courtois' net, and then Francisco Consaico, Consacao, apparently arguably had done better than a direct free kick header straight at Real Madrid's great Belgian keeper. But however, Juve's goalkeeper kept his side level twice before the break after an unorthodox save with his outstretched foot to keep out Jude Bellingham's effort from close range on the half-hour mark. Overall, Real Madrid still managed to go on to pull off an unexpected and upsetting goal on their end, and have now shot themselves into the quarterfinals. So, what's also your take on this game?
I think it was one of those games that was extremely close. I saw it live. I saw Kolomani miss that particular chance, and I thought several minutes after that chance that that particular miss will probably make or break Juventus in this game, because um, from the beginning of the game, Juve seemed to be there, the ones creating better chances. They had better control over the game, and Xabi Alonso saw that, and Real Madrid made a couple of tactical changes in that game to counter specific threats, and it worked extremely well, because at the end of the day, Real Madrid scored, Juve did not, and the match was over very, 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 very quickly. They kept on trying, but it didn't look like they would be able to create any extremely high quality chances, and it didn't seem like any of the Juventus players were feeling it that particular day to be able to pull something out of the hat, to do something extraordinary. I
Right,
didn't get that vibe from them that day. I felt like they had their chances early in the match and they failed to take them, and that was it. Nothing
right.
else happened. Real Madrid won. A single goal, a brilliant header, brilliant cross,
Mhm.
brilliant header by that young guy, if I remember his name correctly, Garcia or something.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
fantastic header. He's been doing really, really well in the Club World Cup. I'm excited for his future. I'm glad Alonso has been trusting him and giving him some minutes. He looks to be a really, really decent player for Real Madrid.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was quite a goal from them, especially given that Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's Real Madrid's newest signing, crossed the ball in order for Garcia to then head it into the net for them to get a deserved lead. Apparently, a spectacular overhead kick from Valverde caused a player called Di Gregorio, Di Gregorio, to make yet another smart stop with Real able to introduce Mbappe into the tournament for the first time after him suffering from some kind of a disease or injury or so, which caused them to miss the early stages of the tournament. And yeah, and they were able to see themselves through in the game. With the Turin side, Juventus unable to stem the attacking tide towards their goal. But overall, well-deserved victory for Real Madrid, and we're looking forward to seeing them in the quarterfinals, which happens to be the next stage of the competition. Okay, so it looks like with all of that said, it wraps up today's session. In summary, today's session was filled with an exciting showcase of news as well as a great deal of information and details about the matches that took place during the round of 16 of the FIFA Club World Cup as we dived into the events of the matches, the performance, as well as a whole lot on the stats and details concerning each and every game. With that said, it brings today's session to a close. Melvin, once again, I want to thank you so much for being my esteemed co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, we encourage you, as usual, to kindly leave any comments in the comment section about the sessions we tend to have day in and day out. Whether you're a regular fan or just a casual, I also encourage that if you want to see more content and experience the magic of being part of this channel, which is a Halftime 360, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give a reaction, be it in the form of a thumbs up or a thumbs down, as much as possible. With that all said, thank you for your time and attention, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next time to enjoy more exciting news about the beautiful game. Once again, Melvin, thank you so much for being my co-host, and it looks like we're just over and out. We'll see you next time.
Right.
Thank you.